Hello folks, so today I'm going to show you the techniques I used that landed me my first NASA APOD. I'm going to show you how to create a time-lapse of the sun. So let's jump right in. So why do I even create a time-lapse of the sun? Well, that's because if you're looking at the sun live, it's like watching the hour hand on a clock. You really can't see what's happening. So what I like to do is record maybe 10-second or so video, space it out, with 10 seconds in between, record another video for 10 seconds, and keep doing that for maybe an hour to 2 hours, and then compact all of that data down to 5 or 10 seconds, and then you'll really see some cool action. So to create this animation, I'm going to try and do as much stuff through batch processing as possible. I don't like updating files individually. It's very time consuming. So let's open up. I'm in AutoStacker, by the way, and I'm going to open up all of the videos I captured of the sun. I'm going to hit Control A and open them all up at once. Okay, so this here is the first frame of the first video file. And what it looks like here is the sun surface is all white, and that's by choice. I overexposed the sun to make the solar prominence even brighter. Some people try to go they try to go for the surface and try to capture the solar prominence both in the same video, but that's tough because when you're trying to keep surface data, the solar prominence becomes very dim and hard to work with. I was going for just prominence data, so that's why I chose to overexpose the sun. And you can see a problem here is when I overexpose fine. And let's see, what I'm going to do here is I've got surface selected, improve tracking, expand. I'm just going to hit analyze. It said you can space the videos 10 seconds apart. You can go longer. You can record videos 30 seconds apart, a minute apart. But keep in mind, if you go a minute apart, what if one of your videos comes out blurry? The next video you have isn't for another minute. Now you've got a 2-minute gap. Oops, I hit the microphone. Now you've got a 2-minute gap in your animation. That's why I like to have as many videos as possible, so if I have to throw some away, I have plenty left over. Okay, so the next step is to place points on your data here to help it stack. And what I'm hoping really that I don't have to do this manually. Let's select 104 and put more points on my prominence there, but let's go even more. Let's try 24. I think this is the space in between points. I think that's what that represents. So this is a smaller space between points. I'm not an expert with AutoStacker, but if I do this, now I've got a bunch of points going across the edge, across the prominence. I'm going to go with that. And let's see, the frame percentage, I'll go 35. That's what I usually do. Now, if the scene conditions are really bad, you want to go lower. If you think your data looks great, you want to go higher. So it's up to you. If your data doesn't look good after you stack it, try a lower number and see if that helps. All right, so let's stack it. And I'll be back when this is done. Okay, so normally stacking for IMPPG to actually align, I don't know about that. So I'm going to try and help it along. I'm going to crop this data and I'm going to sharpen it. I notice sharpening helps IMPPG in the alignment process. If I don't sharpen it, sometimes it gets confused and the data is bouncing all over the place. So the next thing I want to do, I want to crop this data and sharpen it. So let's go into PixInsight. Okay, I moved my face over to the other side because you need to see what's going on down in the lower left here. So let me open up, I'm in PixInsight, by the way. Let's open up one of our files and we want to crop it. Let's just crop away all that glare. So let's just do this and let's bring that up, maybe about there, just to get away from if there's rough edges around it. How about right about there? Let's take a look at that. Okay, I think that's a pretty good crop. Let's go in 100% now. All right, now let's sharpen it a little bit. It looks kind of blurry there. So let's go into a restoration filter. Let's bring down the shape down to 0.65. That's the setting I like to use. We'll leave standard dev at 2. Drag this over. Wow, look at that. See, that looks really sharp. And see, I overexposed just enough to keep the action above the rim here. This looks really good. All right, let's close that. Now we're not going to save this because we're going to update all these at the same time. So let's go down. Let's go into the process container. I've shown how to do this through Batch lots of times. Let's select our file. So we did a dynamic crop. And, oops, let's go back into the History Explorer. And we did a restoration filter. Okay, so these are the things we want to do on all of our files. So now let's open up all of our files. We're going to open up the image container. We're going to hit this open folder, and let's Control A. We're going to select all of our files. Okay, now we're going to select an output directory. Let's click here. We'll call this, I like to do this. We'll call it steps. And the first thing we do is crop and sharpen. We'll select that. And this is the output file name. I don't like to put the the date and time in the output file name. It's too long. All right, well, we want to update. We can close that. Now we're going to drag our process container, steps, crop and sharpen. Hey, all right, there's our data being created. And I'll come back when this is finished. Okay, so the crop and sharpen has finished. Here's all of my data. And now I'm going to go into IMPPG. You can find this, it's a free tool you can find on the internet called I_MPPG. And this is the hardest part in the whole process. It's not hard to run. You just gotta keep your fingers crossed, stand on your head, do whatever you have to do to give yourself some luck, because this software is fussy. And even right now, I'm having a panic attack. I just hope my data is good enough to be aligned. That's what it comes down to. Did you have good data? Because this thing is very unforgiving. So let's open up. Where's my data? Where is, I put it under tutorial. That's not under taxes. I just did my taxes. Let's see, steps. Crop and sharpen. Okay, I'm going to highlight all of them. And now I'm going to leave all the options as is, and I'm going to select an output folder. Let's call our next folder Align. Here we go, and just hit Start Processing. Now, if you see the numbers going quickly like that, that's usually a good sign. If it's going slowly, that means it's thinking way too hard, and you're probably going to be in trouble. I'm nervous. So let's see the progress so far. 48, 50. Okay, I'll come back when this is done. Okay, it looks like it worked. IMPPG has done the job, because watch what happens when I click on one of them. There's the first one. If I start scrolling through these, there's no hopping around. Everything is lined up. And it looks like I'm seeing some cool action on the sun. A little bit hoppy, but that's okay. All right. Very good. Now let's process the final images. Let's go back into PixInsight. Okay, I am back in PixInsight. And let's close our original image here, and let's just clear out the process container. We don't need that for now. Let's process one of our aligned images. Align. We'll click on the first one. Well, we want to make sure this is a color image. So let's go into color spaces and convert it to RGB. me make this bigger. All right, now we want to create a mask. A mask that we hope can fit all of them. So let's see. Oh, let's see. Smoothness down there. And let's create our mask. Oh, okay, there's our mask. And let's drag it over. Ooh, I went too far. Yes, okay, let's pull up the preview again. Where's the preview? Wait. Okay, let's bring this. How about there? Let's drag our mask over now. All right. How does that look? I think our mask is fitting perfectly there. Let's see. Now I want to invert the mask. Is that? All right. So what I did is I masked off the top area because, as a just personal preference, I want the white to be black. So let's see. Now I'm only going to update this. So let's open up curves here. And let's put, let's see, we don't need the range selection. Let's close that. So let's do a preview. Oops, where's my preview? Right there. Okay, so let's click on a point right here on the graph, right at the bottom. And let's click on another point right at the top here. And let's drag this down. No, that didn't really work. No, this is tricky. I want to make this all black. There's a way to do it in pixel math where you can just assign white to black, but let's see if this works. Okay, I think that'll work. Let's update this now. That was the preview we just did. Yeah, I think that'll work. What do you think? Okay, let's see. Now, what do we want to do? Let's go back to our mask. And let's invert the mask, or let's invert it. Now, we're just showing that we're going to update the top area. We're going to add some color to the top area. Oops, there's our preview. Let's see if we pull up the red there. Pull down the green. Pull down the blue even more. We got a red hot sun. What if we turn up the brightness a little bit? Ooh, yeah, that looks red hot, don't it? Let's update that. Hey, that looks pretty cool. And you could play around with this stuff forever until you get something you like. But I'm going to go with this for now. And if it's not perfect, it's not perfect. You get the gist of what's going on here. All right. So I'm going to be right back because I want to switch my face over to the other side here. Unless I can do this without having to leave. Settings. Nope. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, let's go back to our process container here, which is empty again. And let's go into History Explorer. Click on the... So what did we do? We made it an RGB image. Oops. We made that one area black. Oops, it keeps closing. And then we made that other area orange to make it look like the sun is very colorful and hot. Okay, now let's open up our image container again that we used before, but let's clear out this data. And let's open up the data we just, is that the latest data? Yeah, the data we just aligned. All right, now we have all of our data. And let's just drag another copy of our data here. Oh no, let's not do that yet. Let's make it a new folder here. What did we do here? we added color. Added color. All right. Select folder. Now we've got a new folder there. Let's just drag that there. We don't really need the other one. That just confuses things. There's our new data. Close that. Now let's drag this over and see if it works. All right, there is our color data. Woo, woo, woo. Okay, I'll be back when this is done. Okay, it finished. So, what do we want to do now? What I like to do now is, and by the way, I could have used linear fit to make them all the same brightness, but you know, processing is up to you. You do whatever you want. I'm showing you just the basic steps of how to get this thing animated. But I like to scroll through the data now and take out the blurry frames. Blurriness can really screw. Look at that one, came out really blurry. Let's delete that one. That one. So I'm scrolling through here trying to find some really bad ones to delete. Overall, it really wasn't that bad. It was pretty good seeing that day. That one is definitely blurry. Let's delete that one. See, you can see the brightness changing, so I should have used linear fit, but that's okay. You can do that next time. Let's delete that one. Ooh, that's a bad one there. That's why I like to record lots and lots of videos. Ooh, a lot of these are bad. A lot of these ones at the end were bad. That's definitely bad. Bad, bad. Bad, bad. I'm deleting all the ones at the end of that session. Let's just get rid of that one. Okay. So how many did I end up with? About 144 out of 158. That's not bad. Now let's go to pip and see what it looks like if we actually animate this. Here's the big payoff. Add images. All right, I'm going to add all of my images. I'm going to say play in forward and play in reverse. I like forward and backward. I'm going to say animated GIF. We'll make I like a fast solar prompt. I made that 35. And there's 144. Let's say start process. And we'll keep our fingers crossed that this looks pretty cool. Okay. Hey, sweet. And that is how you animate the sun. Now go get yourself an APOD, and I'll see you guys later.